Hey, friends. Wow. So it's Inauguration Day, and I feel like, I should be talking about politics and, Kamala Harris being the first, woman of color to be elected to high office, which is freaking amazing. And, some important shifts are happening in the world today. But I spent the day yesterday listening to Glennon Doyle's book, Untamed, and that's the juice that I'm in right now. This whole God, human nature, and the story of our stories, and the threads that go through, and how we each have this amazing, unique story, and how much I just want to hear people's stories for what they endured and how they came to be and where their realizations landed. And I'm interested in growing up, right? All my life, I'm interested in finding the edges and getting to know my shadowy places and shining some light in the tougher spots, as I've been talking about with whiteness and privilege and all of this. I'll say that I really appreciated Glennon Doyle's first book, which was Love Warrior or something. And I just appreciated her voice, her authenticity, her sass, her presence, her willingness to just say it. I appreciate that in the world, and it's enjoyable. Anyway, so she's a righteous babe. I follow her on Instagram to the degree that I follow anybody, but she's one of the few people that I've actually put her name on my thing and listen every now and again, and I like her. But when Untamed came out, I was like, oh yeah, I'm already an untamed woman. I don't need to read this because I got that. But to the urging of a good friend of mine the other day, I downloaded the book. And I spent several hours yesterday cleaning my closet while listening to Untamed. And holy shit. First of all, can I recommend listening to her tell her story? Because that's just more powerful, I think, to hear somebody's voice. It's like, I don't know. I love the moth. I love storytelling. So here I am, talking to people who, like me, appreciate a good story from time to time. And so I have one that I want to tell. And this is going to end up being a long freaking video, and I apologize. But here's the thing. I recognize from this juice fest yesterday that this story that I've told to a lot of people in my life, it really has this underlying effect. And that is, okay, so here's the story, right? Fourth grade. In a, privileged, beautiful suburb outside of, the inner city of Detroit. And I'm going to a public school there, and these two girls come from the private school and join our class in fourth grade. Mr. Berkowitz. Oh, he was so lovely. He had a toupee that would fly away on windy days on recess duty. Anyway, he was a creative, loving human. I remember feeling very much at home with him, and grateful for that, because these two girls chose me for some reason to make my life a living hell. They were, they had the earrings and the K-Swiss tennis shoes and the Guess jeans that zipped down at the bottoms, and they brought the trends, and everybody quickly followed. And I had small feet and I couldn't get the K-Swiss quick enough. That was a tragedy at age 9, 10. Anyway, that was hard. Anyway, these girls literally befriended everyone in the class or on the playground so that I would be alone, and they ridiculed me. They made jokes about my butt, and that I don't know if they called me fat or what, and I didn't get it, I liked myself. I was a good person. I've always been a nice person. I've been an empath. I feel other people's pain. I'm sensitive. I'm, like kind-hearted, and they were so mean. And I came home from school crying every day. It was awful. But then in fifth grade, by luck or talent or charity, I was given the lead role in the school play Dorothy in The Wizard of Oz. And, you know, it was a game changer. All of a sudden, I'm one of the cool girls because everybody wants to be near me because I'm the one, right? I'm the golden girl for a little while. And I was like, oh, you know, I look around at the reality, the attention and the smiles, and I'm like, huh, that's how it goes, you know? Like, really, really interesting experience of human nature to have at 11 years old, right? 12, whatever I was. So, you know, I enjoyed that. I enjoyed having a crush on a cute boy who was brave enough to like me back that year. And I enjoyed the attention and whatever, but I did keep people kind of at arm's length. I didn't trust what was underneath that, and for good reason. So then my mom remarries, and we moved to northern Michigan to this little tiny town in 8th grade. And that's a freaking blessing. I didn't know how much of a blessing it would be. I didn't want to go, of course. I'd finally achieved some status in the school by then that, you know, I was kind of like princess of the middle crowd, you know, or something. You know, I was kind to everybody. So everybody below me on the totem pole liked me, you know, I was nice. And I got some attention from some of the big wigs on the top, you know. Anyway, it was hard to leave that because I had come a long way from this shit, you know, bottom end. But little did I know, you know, being the new girl has a lot of perks, you know. And so enter 8th grade, and I have the K-Swiss tennis shoes, or by then they were Converse high tops. You know, I've got the fold of the cuff of the jeans just right. You know, I mean, I wasn't killing it, but I could toe the line, you know, and it was enough because I was a new girl in a small town. And I was elected president of the student council 2 weeks after starting school, you know. It was great. And, you know, so I got to spend high school, you know, in the realm of not having to compete to be liked, or not having to, but I still have my own stories about high school and how I was trying to be my mom in high school and not me in high school. And I remember, you know, I had good friends who were brave enough to try on finding themselves during high school. I wasn't brave enough. It took me a long time to get there. And I actually still have a lot of shame around that. Not shame, but whatever. You know, for example, I was in sophomore year, I was given the role of Frenchie in Greece. And you know Frenchie, she's ditzy, she's kind of clueless, and she's kind and wonderful, you know, which suited me. But she wasn't Rizzo, you know, or Marty. She wasn't cool and sexy. She was kind of, and I don't think I did a very good job playing Frenchie because I don't think that I could be anything other than cool at that time in my life. So, so it's not to say that I like learned some big lesson in 4th, 5th grade and like, you know, I became an authentic woman, you know. That's a lifetime of aha moments and holy shits and whatever that I guess I'll probably unpack here over time. But the reason I want to tell this story is that, you know, I still have triggers around people that seem like they might have been a mean girl in high school. I have a trigger around what I perceive to be just unkind or dismissive behavior in the world. And it's kind of like, I kind of want it to be my jam to like get in there and undo that and find ways to encourage people to like drop the need to react any way other than how you genuinely feel, ever. To say what's true for you and value your version of reality enough to let it lead. You know, in listening to this book, I recognize, you know, we're all on a similar path. It looks so different, each one of us. The battles that we have, the struggles that we have, they're all different. And, you know, people like me get to have privileged problems, you know? It wasn't about hunger or, you know, I don't have parents, or I don't know when my next meal is going to be, or, you know, I mean, there are a lot of things that I didn't have to worry about growing up. So I'm talking very specifically, obviously, about my world and my experience. Oh, I got a dog loose in the car coming. Come here, Ross. Come on. Sorry, people. Come on. Good girl. Come on. So, what am I really trying to say? I recognize that we got some work to do to make it okay in this world for people to be exactly as they are. And, you know, one thing that I would love to see is just a little more willingness to be with what is on all of our parts, you know? I would love to not have to answer the question, how are you? When we're passing each other in the parking lot and we don't have time to talk about any of it, no matter what it is. I mean, when it's authentically and easily like, great, how are you? I mean, actually, I don't often ask, how are you? Unless I have time to hear about it, you know? That's hard for me, you know? I'd like to say instead, hey, nice to see you. Have a beautiful day. Like, what can we say that we truly mean, you know? What can we say that we truly mean? Can we, like, spend a day catching ourselves and at least noting mentally, if not writing down, all the things that we say that we don't actually mean, or that aren't actually true, just to kind of begin this project of finding our way towards a more authentic place? You know, the drama's different now than it was in high school or middle school, but it still exists, right? My ability to take a platform like this and share from the heart is going to be met with Sean Sessions, who commented on my YouTube channel the other day. Oh my God, I don't know who's on more meds, you or Joe Biden. It was my first, like, hater comment, right? I deleted it because I was like, ew. I contemplated responding to Sean Sessions. I contemplated saying, what is that about? You know, like, sure, I can be really spacey. That's clearly triggering something in him. Or does he just want to poop on me, you know? Is he just trolling through YouTube, pooping on things, you know? Like, what is that about? Anyway, I mean, that's another thing, I guess, altogether. But I recognize that one of the things about doing this is that I have to be willing to be here and to be seen, and for some people to say, you're a jackass, or whatever they're going to say, you know? And I have to be able to, thick skin, let it pass through me? I have to figure that out. Like, what's the actual energetic process that I have to go through to breathe through, to deal with stuff that's directed at me? I mean, I could dismiss quickly and be like, oh, that's not about me. But maybe some of it is, you know? Maybe there's something to see. Anyway, I'm enjoying this process of thinking about the self, the triggers of the self, the many ways that even as an adult, we still wonder, do people like me? Am I enough? Am I doing it right? You know, do I look foolish? I actually haven't wondered if I looked foolish yet. Even when Sean's Sessions gave me that, I was like, oh, you know, we're all different. It's going to land differently with different people, of course. We're all drawn to different stuff, right? if you're still here at almost exactly 15 minutes, then this is probably speaking to you. Or you're bored to death, or you can't wait to, say something shitty. I don't know. But I'm committing to showing up here authentically and telling stories and asking questions and wondering out loud about the world. And I hope it touches some folks, I hope that like my experience yesterday of Glennon's book juiced me the fuck up. I was cooking dinner, talking to a girlfriend on Marco Polo, like juice fest rolling through me. It had an amazing effect just listening to somebody authentically share. And if I can help someone feel more comfortable in their own skin by figuring out how to be more and more comfortable in my own skin, then that's great. Then it's worth something. Whatever, we'll see where it goes. Happy day, happy Inauguration Day. Let there be peace. Let us transition with peace. And let's begin anew today. Okay, be well.